The for sale single family market is a matter of time. It's a psychological game. Like you mentioned, when people see home prices going down or not going up, they feel strapped, and their interest payments are going up. And when debt rolls over, when they need to refinance, they're not going to be able to. So the conversations I'm having with my investors around the world are, this is very reminiscent of 2008.
2008. We know what happened in 2008. You think that actually there's a possibility when you start to think about the real estate complex that actually rolls over in such a bad way that we actually get back to that moment?
Look, I do. I lived through that moment. That moment, is why I was able to get, on the game, the market to begin with. When the downturn came, I got very active. But what caused the last downturn and what's going to cause this one is the capital markets. It's a financing issue. It's a debt problem. Lenders, tend to overextend themselves and forget about bad times. Well, bad times are coming. The Fed is causing a recession. There's tons of uncertainty in the world. And so when you have layoffs, when you have people making less money and less disposable income,
right.
And it's a psychological effect that can really cause bad things to happen.
Patrick, we've been talking about the banks, the strength of the banks for many years. Post 2008, we've talked about the capital requirements and such. Do you look though, and when you talk about this being a 2008 situation, all of the debt, all of the mortgages, all the real estate debt that's been put out, the corporate debt, you think actually could roll over like that? And that the banks are not prepared this time?
Of course not. And, I think that, what happens is they may be, behaving well, but the people they're lending money to, the debt funds out there, these phantom banks that have popped up, they aren't, they're not using the same risk measurements. So when they go down, the banks that have lent them a lot of money have problems. And I'll tell you right now, there's no financing available from banks. Banks are not quoting property investments so banks are out of the picture right now. There is no lending going on. So, what that tells me is they have a lot of problems on their hands.